Good morning, good morning. It's the 1st of June. Whoop, whoop. It's day one of Pride Month. It's day one of my dry month. It's 3 weeks till we travel to Turkey. So I thought I'd just jump on and do a little bit. As a member of the queer community, I am aware that for this month, people remember we exist, which is always fun. But I just wanted to talk a little about the fact that we exist all year round and what allyship and what compassionate and kind engagement with Pride, and particularly with people from the queer community, looks like this month, okay? Because here's the thing, right? We are in a time at the moment where people within our community are under attack. And specifically, I'm talking about trans people and especially trans young people. So this week, we've had a documentary air on radio on Channel 4 called Gender Wars, which some trans and non-binary people were contacted to be involved in, and who were filmed for it, and no one told them that Kathleen Stock, whatever the fucking hell her name is, that Oxford professor woman, was actually behind the programme, and the people who were involved in that programme were significantly harmed by it and misrepresented, and the programme aired, and it was a programme all about her views and how she thinks that trans people don't deserve to exist. And it's been really hurtful. And so I just wanted to remind people what Pride is about, and remind people what being an ally looks like all year round, not just in Pride, and to give you a few top tips for being a decent human being this month. So the first thing to say is Pride is a protest. Pride happened on the back of the Stonewall riots, which were riots that specifically were around police brutality and hate crimes against members of the LGBTQ community, specifically trans people. So Pride was actually born out of support for trans people. And that's why it's so important for us as a community to come together and to support our trans siblings. And you know, I have a particular interest in this. Some of you will know that I have a trans child. So this month is a big month for us. We're actually traveling overseas for him to have some gender affirming surgery. So even more so this month, we're extra aware of our otherness and our othering from people within the larger community, the larger society. Here's the thing though, right, with Pride, is that Pride is great. Pride is fun. Pride is an opportunity to go and be with fabulous humans, right? We make the best humans. Queers are awesome. And we always are a welcoming space for allies, and for straight allies particularly, on the understanding that you are a guest in our house, and that you are invited in, and that when I say don't just mean Pride events, I mean just generally into those conversations. You wouldn't go into someone's home and start offending them, using offensive language, questioning them about their life choices, telling them what you think of their identity. You wouldn't do that in someone's home. Don't do it in Pride. Okay, this is not a month for you to center yourself and to tell people what you think about us and our existence. And aside from anything else, it's never a time to debate the existence of someone else. We wouldn't do it to other marginalized groups. We wouldn't do it to people from racial minorities. That would be illegal. And it is, in fact, illegal to commit hate crimes against trans people, but it is very difficult to prove. And we've still got a long way to go. So that's the first thing. Remember that you're a guest during Pride Month, in our conversations, in our lives, in our parties, in our communities. And just like any other time when you're invited into someone's home, bring a gift. So if you would go to a house party, you would usually take a bottle of wine, right? Here's what I'm asking you to do this month in Pride. By all means, celebrate Pride, go to Pride events, have an amazing time, rainbow the fuck out of yourself, glitter the shit out of it, do whatever you want to do to feel part of the party. Because whilst Pride is a protest, it's also a celebration of queer identities and of proud joy. So absolutely do that. And please put money in the pockets of queer people, right? So share products that you can see that are made by queer people from the LGBTQIA+ community. Particularly share products that are made by trans and non-binary people. Trans and non-binary people, particularly trans and non-binary youth, are the most vulnerable people in our society, bar none. And when you lay on top of that, trans and non-binary people of colour, trans and non-binary disabled people, trans and non-binary economically disadvantaged people, we've got a whole, like, although they are a small percent of our community, they are significantly disadvantaged just by the way that our society is set up. We have a prime minister who believes that trans people should not be allowed to exist. So if you are in any way celebrating Pride or being part of Pride or enjoying Pride, please put trans and non-binary people front and center of your thoughts and support them and put money in their pockets. Right? The other way that you can support people, if you don't have finances to do so, and I know not all of us do, but you can share content on social media platforms from LGBTQIA+ community creators. So go on to Instagram and search for Pride and find people. This is a chance for you to really extend your community and your circle on your social media platforms. If you are not seeing content from queer creators, do something about it. Get active, go and find. There's some incredible queer creators. If you know of any and you want to post them in the comments for other people to go and find them and follow them, then please do that. Please share that content before you share corporate content, right? So because there is a lot of corporate organizations and many of them do have really good inclusive policies and they support their members of staff who are queer, and they have, LGBTQIA policies, and they have to, but many of them do good work. And this is not the month when we put money in corporate pockets. This is the month when we put money in the pockets of our most marginalized people. So queer people, gay people, lesbians, trans and non-binary people. So that's where we put our money this month, and that's where we put our focus. And the third thing is, please do not center your voices in conversations if you are not a member of the queer community this month. Please step back and amplify the voices of queer people. Okay, so if you're on a social media platform and you see someone talking about something and they're from the queer community, share it. Maybe share it and say, I love this, but don't make that about you. Right? And don't be sharing just in a performative allyship way. Please be intentional with your engagement with content this month. Please make sure that you're doing the work you need to do to understand what it means to be an ally. So they're my 3 top tips. First tip was put money in the pockets of queer people this month. Second tip was share content and extend your reach and extend your circle on social media so that you have more queer content creators in your feed. And the third one is don't center yourself in conversations. There we go. 3 top tips. Neurodivergent Rebel is a really good one to follow. Go and find them. They do awesome content. There are hundreds of queer creators in the autistic and neurodivergent community, because who knew? People who don't understand or don't like or don't comply with social rules, people who don't fit the norm, we're queer. So let me tell you what I'm doing for Pride. I mean, we're doing what we're doing every day in our house, which is we are a queer home. So my son and myself and my housemate all identify as and all are queer. But in this month, I'm giving up booze for June. I've got a small posse of people who are also giving up things. It's called Give It Up for June, which sounds like we're doing something for a person called June, which is quite funny because Theo's grandmother was called June. So yay, June, go June. But anyway, we're giving up some stuff for June. I am giving up booze. And if you follow me, you will know that I am a master self-medicator and I drink every day. So I am going to give up alcohol for the month of June. And I'm doing that for a number of reasons. But one of the reasons I'm doing that is to raise money. If you want to support me, if you want to support that fundraising effort. Oh, here he is. He's hiding. Hi.
Just say no, you're an alcoholic, are you?
I'm just sharing that I'm an alcoholic. Yeah. So we are going to, are you happy to talk about this? Yeah.
I'm
We're
not
going
excited.
to Turkey in 3 weeks. 3 weeks today is your surgery. For Thea to have gender affirming surgery, and it's not cheap. So I have a GoFundMe if you want to support us or support Theo. We're traveling to Turkey, to Istanbul. We're going to a specialist clinic. Please don't do that whole, we have done our research. We know that the surgeon is a cracker. We know people who have had surgery. We're leaving Bertie behind. That's going to be quite tricky. And Theo is having gender affirming surgery. And we'll be in Turkey for 10 days and then we'll fly home. We have the surgery to pay for. We have flights to pay for. We've paid for the flights. But the flights were about 1,500 quid. The surgery is 3.5 grand. The accommodation is the accommodation is about 2.5.
The cost of everything is so cheap in the UK.
Yeah, so all told, it's costing us £7,500. And we've made a decision as a family that that's what we're going to do. We're going to prioritise that. What difference do you? I'm going to ask you a question. Why is this important to you?
Because it is.
Okay. What difference is it going to make practically?
Be nice, won't it?
Just be nice. We're just doing it because it'll be nice.
What do you want me to say?
If I cancelled your surgery tomorrow,
I'd punch you.
Okay. So we're doing it because it would be nice and so that Thea doesn't punch me. So if you'd like to support him, pop the link in the comments. And just a final thing. If you're coming here to do anything but show us love, respect, compassion, and dignity, I will come for you. I will take you down and I will burn you to the ground.
You'll get named and shamed.
You will get named and shamed. We're not here for that, especially not in Pride Month, right? So happy Pride, everyone. Go and enjoy the fabulousness that is Pride. Go and do a little bit of protesting, a little bit of celebrating, a little bit of throwing money at queer people. And you can start here.
Yay!
Yay! Say goodbye, Bertie.
Yeah.
Bye. Say goodbye, Theo.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Watch this space for something else I've got coming for you in Pride, but I'll tell you more about that soon. Bye.